What a view of the Spring Mountains surrounding beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And we welcome you to the championship game of the NBA Cup. I'm Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge. This is a big night in the NBA season.
And guys, it really is. These teams have worked so hard to get here, and they're both looking to get their hands on the trophy. I don't think they'll hold anything back. This is going to be a good one.
And tonight, we've got the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Miami Heat. Joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And we'll be getting the inside story tonight. Shams Charania is joining us at the broadcast table. Shams, it is so great to have you by our side.
Kevin, thank you so much. It's great to be here. I always love to follow the game, talk about the game. It should be a lot of fun tonight.
You'll give great insight. We can't wait to get going. And how about a look at the most recent power rankings? Very telling, even though, guys, we're just still in December. You look at Miami. They're playing really well, moving up now to the top spot in our rankings.
And you know, for the Heat, they just kind of burst out of the gate here with some fire, feeling disrespected by pundits who overlook them as a top team.
So here's Miami's starting group. Kevin Love out there with Adebayo. Then it's Butler. Then it's Jose Alvarado. And it's Hill in at the point. And for the Thunder, the post pair form will be Williams and Holmgren. Wallace is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Dort in at the small forward. It'll be the Heat off the tip. Shams, over the last decade, the Warriors were the team. And this decade is kind of wide open. So with young teams on the horizon, the deep roster of teams and talent in the West, a lot of people are talking about Oklahoma City as the team to watch in the 2020s. What do you think?
OKC has this league at the palm of their hands and really the direction. The nucleus led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Oklahoma City, that is among the best. They have tons of picks. Kevin, I mean dozens of draft picks that they can trade to get even more talent. No organization is set up quite like the Thunder. They have to be aiming for championships down the line.
They've stayed the course. Agreed wholeheartedly with you. It's going to be fun. And the basket by Hill.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
On a dime. Shai got right where he wanted for that shot.
And Adebayo throws it down.
With strong athleticism, Adebayo can finish just about any lob with his large catch radius.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Hill. Fires from 18. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
Now here's Love. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Love with the screen for Hill. And it's in there. Hill's got 7 points. Shams, you've been around the NBA for a long time now. Which players do you enjoy watching the most?
Greatness, especially the guys that are regarded among the greatest of all time, like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, like Kevin Durant. You have to throw those in there. But this is a new era, a new crop. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Have to throw Luka Doncic in there. You have Donovan Mitchell, you have Paolo Banchero, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey, Jimmy Butler, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama. So let's not have anyone here left out.
All right. They're all fun to watch. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. A moment here now to see the numbers for him.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Under trailing by 4. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Waltz. And here is Holmgren. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And with that threat of the outside jumper, Holmgren generates space for this offense.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks very much. I was able to talk with Mark Daigneault for a minute, and we talked about facing off against Jimmy Butler, and the coach said, you have to compete. No one in the league plays harder than Jimmy. He's a guy who gives his all on both ends, so you can't take one possession off. Jimmy Butler, truly a two-way star. Guys?
Thank you, David. And as the salary cap looks set to rise significantly, Shams, any major effects that you can anticipate?
It won't be like the year the Warriors signed KD. They're going to smooth the cap numbers, and it's not going to spike quite the same. But these numbers will continue to get eye-popping when you think about player salary, and you have to keep in mind luxury tax and the new second apron that came into play with the collective bargaining agreement. That will play a part in how teams build, not putting yourself in a restricted position to continue to build winning organizations.
A lot of moving parts to contend with, but boy, a lot on the horizon. Here's Alvarado. After the made shot from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Deep two from Hill. And there's another one for the Heat.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And there's Holmgren. That's good on the assist from Gilgeous-Alexander.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Wallace against Hill. Love outside. Pass. To Butler. Good ball movement here by Miami. 4 on the shot clock. Hill passes to Love. And the Heat, another 3.
Love's three-point shooting ability helps draw big men away from the hoop, and that's really valuable to this offense.
Gilgeous-Alexander looking around. And it's Miami with the rebound. This team is on quite a run. They're in the midst of a 14-game winning streak.
Just a fun team to watch when you get right to it. I mean, the way they're executing at both ends of the floor, it seems like they're getting better each game. Communication, ball control, ball security, defensively. They are very adaptable, and we've seen how they adjust, always learning and constantly tweaking the winning formula.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout here. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Crusoe comes in for Chet Holmgren. And it's Isaiah Joe in for Wallace. And then for Miami, Chris Duarte's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Tyler Hero in for Jose Alvarado.
I'll tell you what, guys, there's not much more he can do. I mean, he's been on fire, yet they still trail in this game.
When you look at the NBA, Shams, any changes you'd like to see?
To me, it's having players stay healthy, right? I would love to have a rule that players just play and the top players are there playing the most meaningful moments of regular season games and allowing players to have freedom defensively. And the league can find plenty of other ways to discourage players, but to allow players to really be there in the big moments, to defend at a high level. And I would just love to have a healthy serum that we could spread around the league and keep these guys on the same.
I think here at the table, we're all nodding our heads, looking up and down. We all agree completely with what you're saying. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. After Tyler Hero hitting the 3. Gilgeous-Alexander against Hero. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Miami leading by 5. Outside Hill. To the wing right side. Kicks it out to Love. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 6 assists in the game.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to
to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And how about this first quarter? 7 of 9 from the field. He is putting on a show.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Duarte. And the Heat, another three.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Great crossover to get free. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 16.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
And so it's Miami going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Welcome back, everyone, to this NBA Cup championship game. The second quarter is just beginning here. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Heat.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
And I really liked how they moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Love with the screen for Hill. Wide open shot is on the money. Hill's got 19 points.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal. Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
The kick out to Hill. Outside Butler. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. He's got 7.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you very much. Jimmy Butler remains the Heat's franchise player. He says, the confidence my teammates and my coaches put in me, it's a lot. They hype me up out there and I just go play. I try everything in my power to make sure that we win. They trust me with everything. And Kevin, he's earned that faith.
Adney DA, he tends to deliver in the biggest moments, and always has. Hey, we thank you for that report. Caruso, the shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
The fadeaway. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Hill's got 4 points this quarter.
Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
Back to Wallace. That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4. And, Shams, we know you are so connected and on top of so many great stories and players and trends in the NBA. I have to ask, what is your... like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. What is your screen time like? You've got to be in front of that computer and clearly in front of your phone every minute, or at least most every minute of every hour of every day.
It's not as high as it needs to be, Kevin. I'll tell you that much. And thankfully, it's not always like that, but certainly at the biggest times of the year, free agency, draft, trade deadline, it is certainly up there, almost in the 19 to 20 range. Kevin, what's your screen time? I feel like you might have a high screen time. You want to be plugged in. I know it.
I take 2 months off in the summer, but for those 10 months, it's 7 days a week, a lot like you. But I know how much happens in the offseason. That's my interest in sitting next to you here courtside tonight, is that you're watching this game, but your mind is always thinking about this and that, and it never ends. Like, you must not get much sleep. You cannot get much sleep, right? My goodness.
We do get sleep, but your offseason is my season, Kevin, and I want to make sure as we get this season going, I'm able to inform you.
And you always do. You always do. And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter. And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Caruso. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Taking 2 shots.
And so Caruso nails both of them. Now Hill, 26 points for him. Floats it up for Adebayo. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry.
Well, you need both to make it special. And they pulled it off just right.
And so it's Miami out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style. Jimmy, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're thinking about the shot. Oh, someone left the window open. Give it up for the participant.
Hey everybody, it's halftime. Boy, it's been a rough go so far for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I can say I've been pumped about this tournament, especially the last few weeks. But the semifinals, we're excited, and now, here we are, the champion will be crowned. Ernie, should we have a tournament between me, you, and Kenny?
I'm all for it as long as the category is jumpers. But in all seriousness, guys, one thing I've noticed already in this game is that it doesn't feel like a regular season game. And it isn't technically either, actually. And now let's see who the winners of the Player of the Week were. For the West, Stephen Curry.
When Steph gets hot, like he's been lately, best show in the NBA. There's no defense that can take away what he does.
Yeah, he can loft it from the vending machines. And you know, like we always like to say, fellas, he makes it look
Staffordless.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
There's always a buzz around Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We got the second half of the Cup Championship on 2K Sports. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Yeah, he's got that locked-in look in his eyes tonight, and he's not going to start taking it easy. I think he's going to be going hard until that final whistle blows.
Dort and Williams up in the forward position. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Wallace, and it's Holmgren in at the center. And that's who Mark Daigneault starts the second half. And the basket by Hill. And in addition to our NBA Cup champions being crowned tonight, also be naming an NBA Cup MVP.
And what an honor that it's going to be for one of these players. So get your guesses in now for who that MVP will be. I know who I'm going with. I don't want to spoil it.
Here we are sizing up GA Jalen Williams, and his shooting has got to be his biggest strength.
Absolutely. He's great at spacing the floor for his teammates with his catch and shoot abilities, but he's equally gifted shooting off the dribble.
And Torch gets it to go.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse for them.
And Adebayo throws it down.
This is how Adebayo typically gets his points: off the roll, off the lob, or off the glass.
Thunder trailing by 20. Pass to Wallace. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Williams in the post. He's going up against Love. 5 to shoot. Puts up a 3. Wallace, good. Wallace has got 14 points.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Hill drives in. And MP throws it down hard.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but possible, like you said.
He's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He's made the decision he wants to huddle up with his guys. And the Heat going with the whole new group. Alex Caruso checked in for the Thunder. A different look for Miami. Oklahoma City has gone 6 of 7 from long range tonight. They've been on fire from way outside. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
Alvarado passes to Hill. Love with the screen on Caruso. Here's Hill, and it's Hill with the jam.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 23 points in the game. Here's Caruso. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Bam Adebayo. And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And examining his numbers this season, we can see that he's been an exceptional free throw shooter, right around 85.
And it's clear that's a change for the better from what he was able to do at the free throw line a year ago, guys.
Bounce pass from Hill. Dort against Butler. The Heat need to get a shot off. Almost, but it rolls out.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
Now, for an update on Cason Wallace's injury, let's go to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, the Thunder's head athletic trainer gave me an update. He is in a lot of pain right now because of what they told me is a dislocated finger. Right in the thick of the season, this is a major blow. We'll see how this group of players responds going forward. Back to you guys.
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
Well, I mean, you really feel for him. I mean, and the entire team. Just, you got to hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, this is why you build out your depth as best you can. I mean, you just never know when injuries might show up.
And the Heat making a change here. Duarte's checked in.
Oh, that's too smooth. I mean, Gilgeous-Alexander with some clever playmaking there.
Last season, the Thunder finished as the 1 seed for the first time since 2013.
Yeah, and that was when they were led by the young duo of Durant and Westbrook. But they've got a new group of young stars now who are looking to bring that first championship to OKC. I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
teardrop shot, and it's sent back by Hill. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill. Wallace is checked in for Alex Caruso. And Miami also making a switch. Heroes checked in. Williams kicks to Dort. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Clock at 6. 2 points. That one goes. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 28.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
Kicks it out to Hero. It's back to Hill. Hero on the wing. This one for 3. And the rejection by Holmgren. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, D.A.?
Hey, Kevin, the Heat are always a tough-minded bunch. Jimmy Butler says, I just think nobody cares on the team. Make or miss shots, we're going to be who we are because we're not worried about anybody else. So that's what I think it is, the I don't give a darn factor. I'm paraphrasing, Kevin. You get the picture.
I do, David. You are G-rated. Hey, thank you, D.A. And the shot is good.
He's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Here's Hill with the drive, and he slams it down right on top of Chet Holmgren.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys. And their outside game has simply evaporated here in the second half. Not a lot of great looks from deep.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. For the Thunder, Aaron Wiggins, he's checked in for Jalen Williams. Alec Hudson look for Oklahoma City. Dort, he's checked in for Wiggins. And Wallace subbed in for Isaiah Joe. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Adebayo is checked in for McGee. Javonte Green comes in for Jaime Jaquez. Hill, he's checked in for Tyler Hero. And it's Jose Alvarado in for Patrick Beverly.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Let's find out the news on Jimmy Butler. Dave, what's the update?
Guys, I was able to speak with the head athletic trainer for the Heat about his status. Now, he told me that it's a knee sprain, and it's definitely painful, but it's fortunate it wasn't worse. There's lots of heavy heads in that training room right now. They have no idea when he'll be able to return, but it's certainly not tonight. Guys?
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sideline.
And in the training room, guys. I mean, that is not going to be an easy injury to bounce back from.
On the floor for Miami, they've got Jose Alvarado. Adebayo is out there with Javonte Green. And there's Hill, and it's Duarte in at the small forward position. Duarte buries the long-range jumper. And the Heat lead by 9.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
Adebayo with a screen for Hill. Loads it up for Adebayo. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely asleep.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander on the follow. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 17 points here in the second half.
And this is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. He has decided it's the right time to talk. And the Thunder making a change here. Williams is checked in. Heat also with a sub. Jaime Jaquez, he's checked in for Green. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Eric Spoelstra coaching the team during the break. Now, he wants this team to stop playing it safe. He said, we've got this lead by doing what we do, and we can keep it if we don't get too cautious. Play our game. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 38 points.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
Alvarado passes to Hill. Jaquez with the screen on Wallace. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Outside Williams. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Gilgeous-Alexander.
And where some feel stressed, Gilgeous-Alexander feels strength. Love the confidence from the young fella.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
In a game this close, this late, that kind of D is clutch.
It is. And then, Greg, to go in for the flush. That could be a backbreaker.
Well, you know, it certainly swings the energy and the momentum in one team's favor. That's basically a 4 or 5 point swing, which is huge.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's defended by Alvarado. And with that, the Heat lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Gilgeous-Alexander. Hill against Wallace. Jaquez with the screen on Wallace. Passed it to Ortega. And another assist for him.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Holmgren sets the screen for Wallace. Inside. Lead away. Money! And now they trail by just 4.
And what a shot from Gilgeous-Alexander. This guy isn't afraid of the moment. Wow.
The Heat making a switch here. Love's checked in. 58 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Adebayo the screen. Here's Hill. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper. Hill's got 48.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. There's 49 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's defended by Alvarado. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. And they go to the intentional foul. We've got 33 seconds left in the 4th. And now we've got the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Thunder. And Dort gets it to go.
Tenacious play from Dort when it matters most. He was not distracted by the stakes at hand.
So they foul intentionally. That's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. And Greg, it looks like time is going to run out on him here.
Yeah, I mean, unless they come up with an absolute miracle.
And he commits the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. There's 18 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
You know, maybe working on their 60-second drill, even if it doesn't pay off tonight, maybe for the future.
Let me hear you.
Now here's Holmgren from the arc. Knocks down the trifecta.
And it's encouraging to see Dort drop dimes like that, wanting to round out this part of his game.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. Clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's guarded closely. Here's Dort. That three off target had some space there after the little pump fake. And that's an intentional foul.
Fifth personal foul. At the line for the Heat, Jose Alvarado taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. And they've done it. We have crowned our first champions of the season, the winner of the NBA Cup.
Well, they earned that trophy, and man, the Cup certainly added another layer of excitement to the NBA calendar.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to present our player of the game.